Hey everybody, this is Tony Earp with Class Eagles. Hope you're having a great day. During training sessions that I run with players and teams, there's a lot of things that I approach as a coach that I'm very, kind of open to what players do on the field. I like players to experiment. I like players to try things that are, difficult with the ball and, play outside their comfort zone and make mistakes. But there's one thing that during a training session that I will always stop play for and make a player do over again. And that is when a ball comes to a player and they just kick it away. And this is not dependent on a certain age, starting at the youngest age groups I work with. When the ball comes to a player, I always require that they're doing something with purpose. And I think that's important from a very early age to instill in players that they are not on the field to just kick the ball when it comes to them. I tell players all the time they work so hard on improving their skill and their ability with the ball. Why, when the ball comes to them, would they just want to kick it? I can pull anybody off the street. Anyone can just walk up and kick a ball. And obviously, that's not what we're trying to do when we're playing soccer and developing players. And for players, for them, it's not what they're trying to do in terms of trying to get better and improve their level of play and enjoyment of the game. So during a session, this is the one time that I will always stop and make a player do something again, put them back in the same situation with the ball at their feet, and look at a different option. I tell players all the time, I'd rather see you try to do something with the ball and lose it versus not try to do anything with the ball and lose it. Because obviously, in one scenario, you're learning and get better because you're trying to do something using your skill or what you think to be right within the game. And whether it works or it doesn't, you learn from that. But if you just kick the ball when it comes to you and not really think about what you're doing, there's no growth in that. There's no development in that. And frankly, I don't think that's a lot of fun just to kick the ball back to the other team. But I feel it's important that players understand that it's safe to do that on the field, that the coaches want them to try things in the game and try things at training. And that's an important part of us being coaches, is making sure that the players understand that they're playing in that kind of environment and they have that kind of freedom and they have that kind of safety to try and learn things as they play. I don't like when I hear coaches or see coaches just tell players to kick it away or just kick it or clear it, because there's just not a lot of learning and growth in that. Yes, when players are older and they're playing at a pretty high competitive level, there are times when the ball is maybe in danger of the field and they are clearing it, but that's still with purpose. There's a reason behind it. But often when we ask players just to kick the balls because we're nervous that they're going to lose it or going to lose it in a certain part of the field at a young age, and that's not the time when we should be worried about that. Our only concern should be if the players are learning and getting better. So to do that in training, in games, players have to know they have the freedom when the ball comes to try something with purpose, because that's when we get to step in as coaches and help them learn. But if they're not trying to do anything and they're just kicking the ball every time it comes to them, it's hard to teach in that moment outside of just having them try to do that over again, which in a game you can't do. But that's why in training I tend to stop play all the time when that happens and make players try something again. First reason for that obviously is that they will learn and be able to see options, but I also want them to know that that's my expectation. I want them to be for it to be crystal clear that I want to see them try to do something with the ball, and they're not gonna hear me scream or degrade them, or they're gonna get punished for trying to do something with the ball using their skill and things I've taught them or that they've learned on their own. So if you're going to stop training, you're going to stop a player for something and make them do something again, there's a lot of reasons for it in training to help them learn. But one time you should always stop it and make a player do something again is if they come up and just kick the ball with no purpose and just whack at it. And it happens, especially under pressure when there's players around. They just run into the scrum and just kick at the ball. And can we teach them as coaches that A, they're better than that and they have the skill to do more, and then B, that it's okay to take risks in those situations and try to control the ball and maybe do something that's unexpected. So as you go back out with your teams in the spring, or if you're working with your teams now, be conscientious of that. Watch players as they play. Don't allow players to just kick the ball away, because it's our responsibility to not let them rob themselves those opportunities to improve and learn as a player.